Dome.
Hi.
What's up, guys? This is Roy of Roy's Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing
Abe's Oddysey.
New and Tasty. New and Tasty is a remake of Abe's Oddysey, which was the first game in the Oddworld series. And for those of you not too familiar with the plot of the game, it's essentially a story about what would happen on Earth if there was no food left. So basically, in this post-nearly apocalyptic world, all of the food plants left on Earth are these giant meat facilities, and the largest of them is Rupture Farms. So the main character, Abe, is a slave in Rupture Farms, and he's just minding his own business one day, cleaning up, when all of a sudden he happens to step in on a board meeting where the Gluckins, aka the guys in charge, are talking about what they're going to do about the dropping profits. So what they come up with is that they're going to start using the Mudokons as a source of meat. And Abe hears this and just panics. He doesn't even know what to do. So that basically starts off the game. And the game itself is actually a sort of meditation on what would happen if we ran out of food that was not meat-based. It's just this meditation on why meat packing facilities, eating meat, can sort of be taken too far. And it has these very spiritual undertones that run throughout the game. It's really an interesting game, and it has a lot of very cool ideas. It's pushing this type of thought that's basically not promoted so much in today's society, where you need to think about what you're eating. And what you're eating has an impact on the entire world, because the two things that Rupture Farms still makes, paramite pies and scrab cakes, you go to two temples in which those things are worshipped to sort of gain the powers to destroy Rupture Farms. So the entire game centers around two things. You have to save other Mudokons, which is what Abe is, and you have to gain the powers to destroy Rupture Farms. So the game does this in a very spiritual, I want to say almost Native American meets African meets sort of Western capitalist greed, and it's just amazing. I mean, it's a puzzle adventure game where the puzzles are so crushingly difficult that you're clinging to the quick save button every chance you get. And if you don't manage to get to the quick save, then you don't really know exactly how you're going to get through some of the puzzles, because they are just so incredibly hard. And you can memorize how to beat them, but it's sort of a long shot beating them without the quick save function. So I think that the genius of this game is everywhere, from the art style to the puzzles to the platforming to just the overall moodiness and recapturing of Oddworld, because Oddworld is such a rich world and it's so dense. There's just this huge variety of worlds to explore, and the art style varies itself very greatly, and it's just a total pleasure to play. And I could never say enough good things about Oddworld. The game is just, it speaks for itself. It really does. And the characters are so imaginative, from the scrabs to the paramites, which are like these weird, they're almost like a combination of chickens and spiders. They're terrifying. And scrabs are like these half crab, almost half human things. And it's just absolutely amazing. I have nothing to say about the game that is negative, other than maybe they should find a way to walk you through some of the more difficult parts a little bit more, because I do think that this game hampers itself by its own difficulty, that it would reach a wider audience if it wasn't quite as difficult. Aside from that, I don't really have anything else to say, and it's just a phenomenal game. The structuring of it is great. If you don't save enough Mudokons, you don't actually get to enjoy the happy ending of the game. And I love it. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and I can't recommend it enough to anyone. It does get really difficult at points, but just sit tight because it's totally worth it. and I would sit through the game 5 more times just because I love it so much. And that's going to be it for Roy's Reviews. See you next time. Bye, guys.
This hand scar would help me, for more dangers await. I would need its full power to complete my fate.
Dome. Doom 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 doom